Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Loki Season 1 Episode 2, The Variant. I am so sorry this reaction is up so late. I'm so sorry I'm only watching it so late. Last week we had the heat wave, the last day of which was the day Loki airs, and then the next day, Thursday, I had my first dose of my COVID vaccine, which if you have the opportunity to go and get it, please do. And I felt pretty rough over the last few days. My main symptom was nausea, sort of like a pain in the arm. It was nothing too serious, but enough that like reacting and watching one of my new, like a show I love, was not something that I was feeling up to. But today I am feeling much better. There's still a little bit of the nausea floating around, but it's manageable. My usual CFS symptoms manageable, so I am ready and I'm desperate to watch this show. Huge thank you to everyone on Patreon for being so patient with me, and yes, I'm very excited to continue with Loki. It was very frustrating that I wasn't able to keep watching, but yeah, let's go. A reminder that you can find the unedited version on Patreon. Let's go. For a second I was like, are we actually going to be in the past? It is the past. You think they'd at least try and blend in era appropriate clothing? This is a trap there. Oh gosh. Is it really Loki? Because why aren't we seeing him if it is? Ooh, why is he taking her with him? Oh, I can't wait to get answers.
Very bad things.
Come on, Loki. What is it?
It's when the TVA can know.
Is this clock secretly a mega villain?
Watch it. Where's your manners? Oh, hey.
Loki is a child.
That is not.
Oof. Oh lord.
TVA has pruned a lot of these guys, almost more than any other variant.
Oh my god!
Slight differences in appearances, or not so slight. Different powers. And how's betraying us going to get you any closer to the timekeepers?
An audience with the timekeepers is on the table.
Keep that focus.
It's not actually been promised that there is an offer on the table of that. It's just. Whew.
If you leave this tent, you'll end up like them.
Ooh.
Underestimate me, just as you underestimate this lesser Loki, which is why you walk in.
Sweetheart, I'm afraid you're probably the lesser Loki, but in a lot of ways the better.
Together we can overthrow and rule the TVA, but that's not what I want. I have a new purpose. I'm a servant of the sacred timeline. And
Loki, is this all just a ploy? What is his goal here?
Yeah, me for a sec.
We do worship these timekeepers rather a lot.
Understanding this, Loki, helps me get
I just, I feel like someone here's going to turn out to be a villain.
Mix it up. Sometimes you get tired of playing the same part. Is that possible?
That's what your whole organisation is against, isn't it?
And this is the last chance you're gonna get with this Loki.
Great.
Oh good. I don't know that I trust the timekeepers. Like, I get that, like, so there was the Great Multiverse War, so they want to stop the multiverse. But
I don't remember this. This must be from that.
I don't know if that pen, the high school name, was relevant.
You're probably wondering what happened out on the mission.
Loki.
I've been playing a game of my own all along.
Have you, sweetheart?
What? Charm your way in front of the timekeepers, hustle them, and seize control of the TVA? Am I getting warm?
Loki, that's very predictable.
Most reliable. And you can believe whichever one you want. A, because I see a scared little boy shivering in the cold, and you kind of feel bad for that ice runt. Or B, I just want to catch this guy, and I'll tell you whatever I need to tell you.
Both are true, I believe, to an extent. Having seen Loki's full path, you know that he ultimately does start to make better choices. This Loki hadn't made it there yet. Just who says the timekeepers get to decide what's right and what's wrong? Given that I feel like multiverse madness is coming, what's going to go wrong here?
Who knows? Maybe there's something that we missed.
Well, you're idiots. I suspect you probably missed it all.
Here's a good trick for you. Pretend your life depends on it.
Because it does. He has got these files very, like, I'm already stressed about how out of order everything must be. Ooh. Some survive, but he cares. Because the civilization is gone, but the people, some of them made it. Loki?
Till eventually a new timeline branches. Yes?
Okay, chaotic alterations of a predetermined outcome.
Yeah, basically what he's saying,
So,
yes.
let's just say
If you hide in an apocalypse.
there he goes.
The salt's Hulk.
And I could also
He's such a dick.
Palace. You nice to see you. Come there it is.
It's a good
It
theory.
was a clumsy method. I'd never stab anyone in the back. That's such a boring form of betrayal.
You've studied almost every moment of your entire life. You've literally stabbed people in the 50 times.
I'd never do it again.
Pompeii.
Any minute now, until this entire town is wiped off the face of its planet. Imagine.
Well, I mean, technically,
Volcanic ash.
the ash went up for a few days, and then the
Anything we do can create a
probably got a couple of days, and some people did escape when there started being the smoke and tremors and stuff. So
okay?
maybe
You can impact the course of history. You get that?
well, some of these people could escape.
Can you make bird noises?
Bird noises.
Noises like some like whoosh noise.
Be free, my horn friends, be free!
I love that he has fluent Latin. It's just a mountain. What you want about, dude?
I think a TV agent showing up on a jet ski on the sacred timeline, that would create a branch for sure.
That'll be fun, though.
Not if you dress normally and like rented one or something.
So why read about
It helps remind me of what we're fighting for.
Jet skis.
3 magic lizards?
Time keeper.
Created the TVA, and everyone in it.
Mhm.
We try to make some sense of it.
Okay, but
I'm just lucky that the chaos
at least
we're into
we have some kind of sense. Like, the Big Bang happened. I mean,
is my life.
it hurts my head to think about what happened before the Big Bang. But who gave them the right to do this?
Scared little boy.
The child? The gum?
Very clever.
I know.
One damn thing after another, isn't it? Cyclone,
Mhm.
famine, volcano.
And the time variant people, your timekeepers, think that's perfect and wonderful and should continue.
Just in case.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, this is cheerful. Hopping to see another town. About to die. Oh wow, global warming is going to be fun, isn't it?
How was that?
Why is it the people you can't trust are always saying, trust me?
For one, I'm glad we're getting to spend this time with him.
Don't destroy the man. I know he's going to die anyway, but... Oof. She's controlled now, right? Did it pass on?
Is he dead?
If anyone's anyone, you're me.
Oh, this is fascinating.
How nice to meet you.
Oh, you really believe
I want to know what this Loki variant's up to. Oh dear. Can they only last a certain time under control? I guess that's it, right?
I'm going to overthrow the timekeepers.
Is that his plan as well? What is your plan?
I gave it away how to find them.
Ooh. How can we find them? I'd like to know how to find them. I'm so intrigued. I don't think the timekeepers are necessarily all that they're prepped up to be.
I miss Randy.
No!
Anyone can find me as yourself.
I have shit to do. Brace yourself, Loki.
Ooh.
This isn't about you.
Oh lord, it's happening. Oh, is she wiping out the timekeepers? Oh my goodness. Or just to loads of different random places. Oh, this is exciting.
Somebody just found the sacred timeline.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think he did it? Or is he going to run through the door? No, I want more! that was such a good episode. I am secretly glad that I only have to wait 2 days to watch another episode. Sorry. Wow, I love this show, and it's similar to me. I mean, what I love most about these MCU shows is that they all have their own identity. I don't have a favourite because they are so different. It's hard to compare them. But what I will compare this one to is, in a sense, is it's more similar to me to WandaVision, because in the sense of you don't quite have a grasp on what's happening, what the wider picture is. You kind of can figure out what's happening in the exact teeny tiny bit right now, but the big picture is a mystery to us, and we're slowly and surely getting pieces of information, and I love that. And I do remember that they confirmed that Loki was gender fluid, or non-binary, I can't remember the term they used, I'm sorry, previous to this, which I'm totally fine with. I support that, makes sense, and we need to have far more representation of all sorts of different things like that in the MCU. Has not got much. LGBT, for one thing, representation, but yeah, this Loki is female, and maybe doesn't even call herself Loki because she was like, oh, I hate that name, or don't call me that, or something, I don't know. What is her plan? Obviously initially I thought that maybe she was gonna like wipe out the timekeepers or something, but yeah, she's bombed the sacred timeline. Is that gonna distract them, and then her plan is to go after the timekeepers? I'm so excited. We kind of have some pieces of information. And then I also think it is important to think about what our Loki is saying, in the sense of, well, how was the time, like, all the questions he's been asking about, like, how was this place created? Where did you come from? They are valid questions, and who gave them the right to decide that this is the sacred timeline? Why, there surely are ways and things you could do that. Does it have to be one way instead of another way? I think it's really interesting. This whole, it's just mind-bogglingly interesting. I'm really, really invested. I do hope at some point we get to meet the timekeepers, just because I want to know what they're about. I don't necessarily know that they're good people, and I'm pretty sure the Doctor Strange movie is called Multiverse Madness or something, which suggests to me that there is a multiverse. So maybe this series is going to end with the multiverse being destroyed, not the multiverse, the time variant agency and everything going away, and then Doctor Strange and everything, and Wanda and people dealing with the multiverse, or we're going to find, I don't know, I'm just really intrigued to find out more about this whole concept, and the fact that there was a war between all the different multiverses. I mean, Crisis on Infinite Earths or what? And now there is just one universe that they sacredly protect. I mean, is there anything wrong with having loads of different multiverses? Why shouldn't there be an infinite number of worlds where people make different choices? I mean, who's to say that you have to make the choice you make, and that if the timekeepers decide that you always make bad choices, and then one day you manage to make a good choice, they're like, no, bad choice, stay. I mean, obviously Loki escaping wasn't like a good choice, but it's such an interesting concept, and I can't wait to learn more, and I don't feel like I'm articulating it very well, but I'm very excited to just really explore more of this. And we've seen that everyone who works at the TVA is very loyal, they believe it, they've drunk the Kool-Aid. Now maybe this is the place that they sell it as, and maybe it is all for the good, and they will be able to explain it to me in a way that I agree with them 100%. I don't necessarily think they're doing anything wrong currently, but I also don't necessarily agree with them. I need more information to have a firm opinion. I enjoy Loki so much. Tom Hiddleston's grasp on this character is brilliant. He's such a fun character, so likeable, and when you're watching it, you never entirely know. As an audience member, you're like, can I trust him? Like, when he's sort of agreeing to work with the TVA, I still think at this point Loki will do whatever is best for him. I still think that that's the choice he will always make, will be the choice that best benefits him. And I also I believe that sometimes the choice that benefits him would be a choice that could potentially save Asgard in the long run. Like, I don't think he's evil. Not everyone is, bad people aren't totally bad. I don't think he's, some soulless monster, but I also do think that at this point he has no loyalty to the TVA. I don't think he'd want to kill them currently. He doesn't seem to have any rage against them or any reason to want to hurt them, but he also doesn't have any loyalty. Maybe even if he were to find out that this other Loki, that her plan was something he couldn't get behind, I think he would even help the TVA. Like, I'm just really excited to see this show, and they are continuing with the Loki that we know and love. I have no idea where he stands at any given point. And all of his scenes with Mobius are fantastic. I'm just always basically this review to me going, I just don't know, and I want to know, but I love that I don't know, and I can't wait to know. That sums up this show. It could go literally anywhere in the next few episodes, and So she's massively mucked up the timeline, the sacred timeline, which is distracting the TVA. That's kind of what I view it as now all their agents are out in the field, they're scrambling, they're panicking, they've never experienced this before, it's chaos. And then she can do whatever she wants to do. The person she captured was saying, it's real, it's real, it's real, I want to go home. I told them where it is. I said where it was or whatever. I told them whatever. So I feel like she was saying it's real, but maybe she wasn't. And I want to go home, and then no, I told them where it. So I'm just, it's so interesting to kind of get all the pieces and figure out what this Loki's plan is, and then to figure out what our Loki is going to do with all the information he's gathering. I'm just so excited. I feel like I've missed things, but it just, honestly, this show is so much fun, and I'm so excited to keep watching it. I'm kind of selfishly happy that I was so unwell that I was unable to watch it until now, which means I only have 2 days to wait for the next episode. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you for watching.